Okay. Uh, I have a partnering more than just a different software that manage both different software and the platform software. So in this conference, I think the audience is not only in the battery field, so I will start with a little bit quick introduction, although I think most people are very familiar with why we want to study the batteries. So I think there are three major area that batteries really have great impacts. One is the electronics, so the cell phones, laptops, and then is the electrical vehicles, where we can reduce the usage of gasoline. So and these two applications, we call them power application, and energy density is one of the most important parameters, although like cycle life are also very important. And on the other side, there's another applications like called stationary applications. For example, to stabilize the power output of solar and wind energy, which are intermittent, and also to stabilize the electric grid. In these applications, we are not limited by the size or weight of the batteries. So basically, the cost is the number one consideration. And these are and then they are costs are also the major driving force for the research of alkaline metal sulfur batteries. And also overall, so the just one slide on the basic working principle of batteries. So the nature of batteries is actually a chemical reaction. Basically, there's a chemical reaction A plus B to form AB, and batteries to try to harvest the free energy change during the reaction. So that don't let it to heat, as we want to convert it to electricity. And the idea is to separate the two electrodes as a negative of the battery anode and also positive of the cathode. So and then we let the ions to move through the electrolytes and because this electrolyte does not electrons, so the electrons are forced to go through the external surface from A to B to form AB, and this way we get the electricity. And basically, the most important parameters for batteries are the voltage and the capacity, and the energy cell inside is the product voltage. Then now let's talk about lithium sulfur battery. So why do we want this type of metal batteries? And I will start with lithium sulfur batteries. In this system, the negative electrode is the lithium metal and positive electrode is the sulfur. So they are both elements with very low molecular weight. So for unit weight, they have to store much more capacity than the state of the art. Electrodes in lithium-ion batteries, for example, the lithium is 10 times of the graphite in current lithium-ion battery, and cathode is also almost 10 times. So although the voltage is lower, so the overall theoretical energy density of lithium sulfur battery could be 3 to 5 times of the conventional lithium-ion batteries. So that's why they are very attractive, because with a high energy density, you can actually extend the mileage range of lithium vehicles. And also sulfur is really cheap. So this is a byproduct of petroleum industry. So the cost in principle can also go down a lot. Lithium sulfur battery has been studied for a really long time. Although it's very effective, there are some intrinsic problems that are very difficult to solve, especially with conventional liquid electrolyte. So with conventional ether liquid electrolyte, the sulfur is actually first reduced to lithium polysulfides in the discharge process, which are soluble in the electrolyte. So such soluble polysulfides can diffuse to the negative electrodes to have side reaction with the lithium metal, and this is called the shadow effect. And this is actually very bad for the cycling performance of the lithium sulfur battery. So there are also other issues, for example, formation of lithium dendrites, so that's kind of a safety problem, and also the ether electrolyte is very flammable. So a very clever and straightforward strategy to solve this problem is you actually have a solid membrane between the two electrons. So in this way, even if you have polysulfides, then they actually cannot diffuse to the negative electrode to cause side emission. And also in general, solid electrolytes are more formally stable than the liquid electrolyte. They also encounter strong, which can help suppress the dendrites. And in the past years, we actually look at the two configurations of using the solid electrolytes. So the first one is actually all, sorry, the first one is all solid state lithium sulfur battery. So where even in the cathode side, the electrolyte is solid instead of liquid. And the second one is actually we just use the solid electrolyte to separate the two electrodes, and in the cathode we still have liquid inside. So I will talk about both of them. But first, let's look at the all solid state lithium sulfur batteries. So basically, in this the design, we have the lithium metal as a negative electrode, and the solid electrolyte is called a sulfide solid electrolyte. But not familiar with, for familiar with this, you don't know what it is. I just know that it has a pretty high magnetic conductivity, which is similar to liquid electrolyte. And also in the positive electrode, the sulfur particles are mixed with carbon black and solid electrolyte. So the goal of carbon black to enhance the conductivity, the electron conductivity, because sulfur is insulated. When people study liquid lithium sulfur battery, they often use the isopolymer carbon matrix, which helps to increase the electron conduction in the cathode. And we collaborated with Dr. Zhang Yu from Korea. He actually developed a very good isopolymer carbon matrix, which actually show to be very good in the liquid lithium sulfur batteries. And we combine it with the sulfide solid electrolyte. No matter how we optimize the process, we always get a pretty bad results. The capacity decay from roughly 900 mAh at the 10 cycle to just a little bit over 550 cycles, and this is really bad performance. So it wastes like half a year, we cannot figure out why. Oh, we know why. So because the carbon high surface area, so people know that it actually can oxidize the sulfide electrolytes, so that we sort of the decompose of the solid of the sulfide, the solid electrolyte. But we cannot find a way to solve with this isopolymer carbon matrix. So one day, okay, I asked my students, so let's just get rid of carbon. Okay, let's try the other opposite, EE strip. We try silicon dioxide, which is insulated. So let's see how the performance is. And surprisingly, with this insulating matrix, is also a isopolymer silicon dioxide. It's basically the same structure pole size as the carbon matrix. We get a very steady cycle, cycle over 500 cycles. You can see this is about 500 milliamp per gram, and then reach almost 1400 milliamp per gram. And this and the theoretical capacity of the sulfur is only 1673 milliamp per gram. So that means they are using almost 90% of the sulfur. So this is actually very surprising because conventional sulfur is insulated, it's not good because the electron transfer will be affected. So then why the silicon dioxide can tell improve the performance so significant? And here is the carbon case. So we get a better idea when we look at the cross section of the all solid state potential. So with the silicon dioxide matrix, you can still see these slips, which are basically the same morphology as the silicon dioxide slips. That means the electrolyte is actually increase, and the silicon dioxide matrix then cause mass decomposition of the solid electrolyte. But on the other side, with a conventional carbon component, you can no longer see the flip configuration. Actually, just see lots of walls. And this is due to the decomposition of the solid electrolyte, which from new frequencies and thus cause the volume to change. So we can see here the insulated nature of the silicon dioxide is really helpful. And also, and then you can ask, so if it's insulated, how are you going to transfer? So the thing, the reason is that we still have some carbon black inside and carbon tubes. Although they can also cause a little bit decomposition of the electrolyte, that's not significant enough because the surface area is much less than the of carbon. So we reach a balance point between the electron activity, the material decomposition. And also this the nice decomposition of the electrolyte in the silica matrix is also confirmed by XPS by XPS studies. So in the both the phosphorus and sulfur peak with the silica matrix, you don't see this phosphorus sulfide peaks in the carbon sulfur composite bit. And in the distance of phosphorus sulfide indicates the decomposition of the indicate the decomposition of the electrolyte. So then we can confirm that so there's actually little decomposition of the electrolyte. So overall, it's surprising insulating matrix has the performance because that doesn't cause the decomposition of the not that cause the decomposition of the electrolyte, and so that it actually maintain the pathway of ion control. So and that's why we can get a much better performance carbon matrix. So now let's change the gear and talk about this potassium sulfur batteries versus beta alumina solid solid electrolyte network. And this idea is more for the grade level energy storage, where cost is actually the main consideration. And so you actually prefer sodium or potassium because they are much more abundant than lithium. And sodium sulfur battery actually is actually an old topic. So it actually has been developed over several decades. So and the conventional sodium sulfur battery would have high temperature, like 300 to 350 degrees Celsius. In this case, the two electrodes, sodium and sulfur, are molten liquids, and they are separated by beta alumina, so which is actually a combination of sodium oxide and alumina oxide. The old reaction is the sodium plus sulfur to form sodium polysulfides. If we can completely use the full reaction range, which means we form sodium sulfide, then in theory we can get 1500 1/kg. Practically, you can only go to x equals to 3 to 5, because if you have the x, for example, 2 or 1, then this case will become solid. And at 0 degrees Celsius, this solid basis don't have a good kinetics, so it doesn't it's not yet productive, and you cannot utilize the plant. If you are limited to the x to 3 to 5, you get very good cycle life. And because of the low cost, it's suitable for the grade level energy storage. And on the other side, the major challenges are the high temperature, which not only cause the safety concerns, and also sodium metal at such high temperature is very corrosive, so it actually still damage the alumina to some each time. So and also there, as mentioned, so we cannot go to the sodium disulfide and sodium sulfide because these two bits have bad kinetics at high temperature. Forgot to mention, so this system has hundreds of megawatt hours of installation mainly in Japan. So it's still under so there are some real demonstration, but still the technology needs to be improved. To address these issues, people have looked at the long temperature sodium sulfur battery, where you actually basically use the liquid electrolyte and sodium metal solid anode and sulfur cathode. So they will have the similar problems with lithium sulfur battery with electrolyte and room temperature, and also the capacity is limited by the level of progress because the kinetics in the solid sodium disulfide sodium sulfide are pretty bad. And also, there are people who look at this so-called intermediate temperature sodium sulfur batteries, where you have the different sodium and the base, the beta alumina solid electrolytes to separate the negative electrode and positive electrode. And then in the positive electrodes, we have the ether electrolytes for that to do the kinetics. But again, so the kinetics of the sodium disulfide, sodium sulfide is really bad. So you actually cannot utilize them. So the capacity is also limited to about 400 milliamp. And also there's a widening issue between the molten sodium and the alumina solid electrolyte. So as you see, so the main reason for the low capacity in sodium sulfur battery is that you form solid phase. Then we try to form having finite electrolytes and dissolve sodium disulfide, sodium sulfide. And in this way, we hope that the kinetics in the liquid phase not better. So then we just try different electrolytes, and we find that the sulfur is actually has high affinity to amino groups. Okay, so we actually find this solvent which are a combination of the cathode and acetamide. So if you combine them, they have the melting point about 80 degrees Celsius, but if you combine them together, they will form a Lutetium solid with a melting point about 0 degrees Celsius. So and they have a good solubility of this either sodium sulfide or potassium sulfide. You can see here for the canonical ether electrolytes, you cannot dissolve any potassium sulfide, and in this Lutetium solid, you can dissolve about 1.2 mole inside. So and also this electrolyte has a reasonable thermal stability. I'll just show you. So unlike the ether electrolyte, which is very little and fast. And also we have the working temperature of 75 degrees Celsius because at room temperature there is transversal problem. At this temperature, the beta alumina has a still pretty good conductivity for both sodium ions, potassium ions. And we also use sodium potassium liquid alloy instead of sodium metal because sodium potassium liquid alloy has a very low melting point. So at 75 degrees Celsius, it's liquid. And in this case, actually only potassium ions will move into beta alumina because beta alumina prefer to that. And but we solve the welding problem as a sodium potassium liquid alloy and beta alumina really well. So straw the configuration is actually I think you can go back. So overall configuration we have the sodium potassium liquid alloy as a anode, and the cathode is a sulfur dissolved in the Lutetium electrolyte. So and also here you can see that all the Lutetium solvent have high solubility for almost all kinds of potassium polysulfides and potassium disulfide and potassium sulfide. So we first test a low loading of sulfur, which is equivalent to about 1 mole sulfur in the Lutetium solvent. So in principle, it can fully dissolve in the electrolyte. And you can see here, it actually can reach 1600 ml per gram capacity. So that indicates that all we can have a very good kinetics rate, almost fully utilize all sulfur inside. And in contrast, for the TBDME, you can only get 600 ml per gram capacity. The cycling is reasonable. So this cell we get 350 cycles, so expected retention is about 70%. So the TDDM shows better cycling, but the capacity is much less. And to better understand, to make sure that there's no precipitation, so all sulfur is dissolved, we have these random optical images. In the ether electrolyte, you can start to see precipitation of sodium disulfide after just 400 ml per gram. But with the Lutetium solvent, there's basically no precipitation after at the end of the discharge. And this is also further confirmed by SEM images and also the synchrotron analysis. So here you basically see no sulfur signals indicating no precipitation, but with the TDM, it's a lot of sulfur signals. So 1 mole is actually, I mean, it shows a high capacity, but if you think about the mass of the electrolyte, it's actually not with a high density. So you actually want to increase the concentration of sulfur to at least 4 mole on the 8 mole. So we further try cells with 4 mole on the 8 moles of sulfur. So you can see that with 4 mole sulfur, you can still get over 1,000 ml per gram. And with 8 modes, it can reach 600 to 700 nanogram, and both of them are much higher than the TGDME control samples. And also, we further try optimize the cell, demonstrate long-term cycling. All these cells are in point-cell regions. And the loading on the cathode is roughly 3 million hours per cylinder square. So you can see about 1,000 cycles right now can get 70% capacity retention. So we are still doing more optimization now. And the degradation, I think, is mainly derived from leakage and evaporation of the repetitive solids. So we may also draw some preliminary cost analysis to see whether it is really attractive for the large scale application or not. In short, energy density wise can reach like about 150 watt hour per kilogram. It depends on how much will be discharged. And also the cost can increase for maybe 30 to 50 watt hour, 50 to 50, 30 to $50 per kilowatt hour in the cell level. So it's actually it should be attractive for the large scale application. Okay, to summarize my thought, I showed 3 examples to use solid alkaline solve problems in the alkaline metal sulfur batteries. In the first part, using the insulating laser sensor, we have surprisingly good effects for improving the performance of all solid state lithium sulfur batteries. So this actually provides a rethink of the how the design matrix for the sulfur cathode. And on the other side, for we define the new solvent to expand the energy density in the potassium sulfur batteries by dissolving all sulfide and polysulfide inside. And finally, we are going to look at the chip and also the key collaborators. For example, Professor Zhang Sangyu, they actually provide the support carbon and acidic amines, and also like collaborator on the simulation part and also the forming substance. And thank you very much for your attention.
For your the presenting answer, because the time limited, only one person probably.
I do.
Yeah, great talk. So you estimate the energy density, but in my understanding, you have this detected solvent in the liquid, and then you have the liquid sodium, potassium. So it could be a flow factor. So how would you estimate the energy density?
Here we didn't consider the flow battery configuration. So here I first that includes the cell container, the solid electrolyte, the sodium, and the two electrodes that the electrolyte inside. Yeah, I agree. It's about for the electrolyte, then I think the concentration of the solvent will be limited to will be limited to about 1 mole. So that's actually not quite cost effective. Yeah, I mean, I know other side if you have really large time, that's really well. And here we put the part time. So then we assume, okay, we have a certain current density, and with this different start for 1 day, then we calculate the corresponding mass, the 2 years old. Calculate. For flow battery, it's a possibility, but the concentration of sulfur is limited. So whether it's cost effectively, we are not 100% sure.
Okay, thank you again. We move to the speaker. There's some in.
Oh.